Iskandar Malaysia has secured another investment, this time from Indian business process outsourcing giant Aegis. The SR-owned company has officially launched a BPO management centre of excellence at Medini city, which is part of the Iskandar Puteri development. When fully operational, it'll employ 700 people, with further expansion possible. Aegis already has 2 sites in Kuala Lumpur, employing 3,000 people. CEO Sandip explains why he chose Iskandar Puteri.
It has good skill sets, multilingual population, a lot of support from the local agencies, and above all, very close to Singapore, so we can target a lot of Singapore companies. So in all of these respects, we felt that our next centre outside KL should be in Iskandar.
While the Centre of Excellence aims to service companies throughout the Asia-Pacific, Aegis expects key clients to come from nearby Singapore. Divya Dutta is Chief Operating Officer at Aegis in Malaysia.
My message to Singapore clients is very clear. Aegis is in Iskandar. See, if I step back and say, what the customers really want when they offshore a business is they want to see whether their process is in safe hands and whether they'll have close proximity to their business. And the key advantage for them, for Iskandar, is home away from home. So they can still offshore and have close proximity. With the cultural nuances, with the agents aware of the culture in Singapore, it adds a benefit to them and gives a cost advantage to them as well.
But attracting business from Singapore is not without its challenges.
When we identified Iskandar, we were very, early on, we identified what can be the deterrents of employees to, get attracted to this location. So we developed an entire ecosystem for those employees and created talent services for them over here. Getting them close to the office so that they don't waste time commuting. That's one of the issues which are there in the Tier 1 cities.
With 90% of its new workforce already living in Johor, Aegis is offering long-term benefits to entice more staff to join its ranks.
As well, providing them training and development to grow within the organization. So we don't want them to just do another job. We want them to treat this as a career. So the amount of investments we are doing for those employees, we are grooming them for the future. And that's why, today I can proudly say we're one of the best in terms of retention in the industry.
Companies like Aegis, which are looking to settle in Iskandar, can turn to I2M for assistance.
All I can say is that if it wasn't for Khazana and I2M, we wouldn't be in Iskandar. So that's the amount of assistance we've got from them. We really work very closely with them, with IRDA. So pretty much all the agencies, we work very closely with them.
I2M understands that to entice Singaporean companies, it must provide world-class facilities.
I think we've learned a lot from the Singapore lesson. A lot needs to be done to be able to attract and then to retain the right kind of talent. So it's not in terms of the expat packages per se, but what kind of development that's going on within the location, the kind of ecosystem like the schoolings, the kind of amenities that expats usually look for, like nice housing, there's enough for the family to do as well, there's enough international schools for the children to go to. So it's been a very attractive proposition for expats to look at this location other than being so close to Singapore.
Various stakeholders have come together to offer a one-stop shop for companies looking to establish in Iskandar Puteri.
We needed a platform where we can bring all the parties together into one body, which is now called the GBS Iskandar. This includes the government agencies, the infrastructure developments, the amenities developments like your telecommunications and utilities providers, and also the universities to get the right kind of talent out in place.
Right now, many thousands of Johorians travel across the causeway into Singapore each day. Once fully developed, it's hoped Iskandar Puteri will provide job opportunities for them at home, saving a lot of commuting time.
I think that's the end game that we're looking at. Not only to bring the Johorians who cross the border home, but to make Johor synonym with high-value activities. So that means we have Johorians who are also in the Klang Valley, in other parts of Malaysia, who are now noticing that there are good job opportunities back in Johor itself.
The Chief Minister of Johor was also on hand to officiate at the official opening. He explains what role the state government is playing in developing Iskandar Puteri.
It has always been the intention of the state government to ensure that we are able to diversify our economy. As we are aware, we have to face the challenges and the competition everywhere today, and we feel that there is a need for us to achieve that. And one of the areas that we have identified is on the service sector, which is related to outsourcing business and shared services. And Aegis as one of the companies that is prominent in this area, their decision to invest in Iskandar in a way reflects that the approach and decision taken by the government is something which is right and will be fruitful. We have earmarked that by 2020, the amount of investment for global business outsourcing shared services, the investment in Iskandar should be about 6 billion, and jobs to be created about 14,000. And up to today, the amount of investment that we have achieved and realized is about 1.6 billion, and the number of jobs created about 3,400. So it is something which is which the state welcome, and to us is a very big milestone, especially in this area, which is jobs related to the service sector.
Mark Laudy in Iskandar, Malaysia.